Kajaki was one of the last sort of platoon houses, as they became known, where we were drawn into these outstations, these towns and villages up in northern Helmand. We were very thinly spread. We didn't have that many people up there. We had a sort of company minus, so 60 or 70 soldiers. Small team were out doing a patrol, clearance patrol or otherwise. And the tragedy, they walked onto a unmarked legacy minefield which had been left by the Soviets. And the story unfolds from that point of, one of them engaging a mine, getting injured, and the film goes from there of telling this very dramatic and tragic story as it turned out to be. I was actually briefing the Minister of State for Armed Forces that day, and the report started coming in that we'd had an injury, and I think the reality of war really hit him very, very hard that day. It was a very poignant day.
It's about real people who are your next door neighbours' kids in a foreign country in a totally alien environment, and all of a sudden they're propelled into this conflict, and it's about sort of human endurance and human bravery. Well, the fact is, it doesn't matter where they are, nothing matters. All what matters is getting their mate out the ship.
These are 18, 19, 20-year-old guys taken from Huddersfield and Bristol and put in the middle of the desert in Afghanistan, being shot at, rockets flying over their heads, and then suddenly on this one day being presented with the most horrific situation, the most demanding and challenging situation. And what the film really does is look at how they rise to that situation when the chip's down, when the tough questions are asked of them. How do they behave? And almost universally, they behave with extraordinary, humbling bravery. That is a great testament to the armed forces. It's a great testament to the guys involved. And there is no greater story of human drama and human sacrifice than that. And so that is really what the film has become about, in spite of the fact that it's an incredibly tense, war movie.
It's what the blokes do. Huge, tremendous courage. It demonstrates why soldiers, servicemen fight. It's for themselves, it's for their mates, it's for their platoons, their company, their regiment. There were lots of other Mark Wrights out there during the 6-month tour and subsequently, but I think what he demonstrated on that day, and his colleagues, they were all equally brave. I think he, as the commander, the leader, showed it over and above. It is and will be portrayed as a very powerful story.
Given that authenticity was our primary goal in embarking on this project, we wanted, if possible, to tell a story that was either very closely inspired by a true event or was, a dramatised telling of a true story. The more you meet these guys, the more you get to know them as individuals, the more you hear their individual recollections of this story, the more we thought, we don't need to do an awful lot here. We need to get them up on screen, get them well cast, get it feeling like a movie, but beyond that to sort of stand back, because the story had a power, the characters had a power that, to be honest, if we were making it up, we couldn't get anywhere close to that.